The subconscious mind does not know the difference between mental picture and material reality. Therefore, whatever your subconscious mind believes to be true, it will manifest in material reality. This is why you should use your mind in a positive way to create happiness and not suffering. But today I share with you the great teachings of Rev Ike. Rev Ike teaches mind power. So he states that the more you learn how to work your mind, the less you will work your behind. Rev Ike teaches the science of living principles, and that simply means whatever you believe about yourself, so be it unto you. One of his best teachings that changed my life is what he calls the positive self-image psychology. According to Rev Ike, you have to see yourself in your own mind, being, doing, and having the good you desire. So this is in line with all the teachings or the messages I have shared on this page so far. I believe that all people, everybody needs to have a positive self-image psychology. But how do we get this positive self-image psychology? Rev Ike calls it THINKONOMICS. So what he says is you have to define your ideals and project them into reality by visualization, by affirmations, and by meditation. Oh no, that sounds like any other teachings. Well, it does. But you have to read THINKONOMICS and watch Rev Ike's teachings. It will bring you this fresh, new revelation that you never knew you needed. So in his teachings, he is saying that one should define what they want to be, and what they want to have. So you should first see it in your mind, being it, having it, and doing it. Right? So he's one of the teachers who encourage us to affirm in the present tense. So here is a short video of Rev Ike.
Serve the Lord. But here again in one of the Psalms in the Bible, we kept reading, "The Lord is my shepherd, I shall not want." That appealed to me much better than, yes, it's the first line of the 23rd Psalm. "The Lord is my shepherd, I shall not want." I said, well, this does not really jibe with the idea that God wants me to be poor. And so I decided that God did not want me to be poor. God wants me to be rich. And that's exactly what I am.
You weren't.
Not only that.
Do material things mean a great deal to you? When you say rich, there are many ways of being rich.
Absolutely, and I
was poor, but I was always rich in my mind.
That's wonderful.
I had great love in my family. Seriously. I mean, we had a lot of love, and I never knew I was poor because everybody else was around me, you see. But when you say rich, are you referring to material?
I call the riches of life health, happiness, love, success, prosperity, and lots and lots and lots of money. And this is another difference.
Pardon?
Muhammad Ali bit there.
Well, you weren't born rich.
No, I was not. My background, I have experienced some of every kind of poverty that you can name.
How many kinds are there?
For example, well, there are many kinds. But for example, my mother taught school in South Carolina, 7 grades in one room. She and I walked 4 miles to school every day, 4 miles back. When I went to high school, I remember when lunch was 7 cents a day, and I didn't have the 7 cents. And after recess, for the rest of the day, I was hungry, and I could scarcely study because of my hunger pains. And this is another reason I can't understand why some people believe that there is virtue in poverty. I've had people to tell me, well, Reverend Ike, if I had too many material things, if I had too much money, perhaps I wouldn't love the Lord. I've discovered that I can love the Lord a lot better when I can have good food, pay my rent and my bills, and the money to do what I want to do. I can love the Lord a lot better with money than I did without. I love him now.
Don't forget the Cadillac.
Yeah, the Cadillac.
No, I don't ride in Cadillacs. The church owns a collection of classic cars. This church owns over $1 million worth of classic Rolls Royces alone. There'll be few left in England, BG. Sorry about that.
It's all right, I've got my own.
What you said you and your mother walked to school 4 miles each way. What did your mother and father? Your mother taught, but what did your father do?
My father was a minister also. He built and owned real estate. And they separated. Here again, you know, some people give so many cop-outs as to why they don't be and do the good which they desire. People will come to me and say to me, well, Reverend Ike, the reason that I'm a dropout in life is because I came from a broken home. Well, I say, well, look, I came from a broken home. My parents separated when I was 5. Though my father was successful and well-to-do, he would not support me because I went to live with my mother when they separated.
Were you an only child?
I was an only child.
But don't you think you're lumping everybody together? I mean, it's terrific. You're very strong, and you have obviously a very strong ego, so therefore you're able to go forward. Not everybody in the world has that kind of inner strength, and they need to be helped.
And this is where I come in. I teach the individual to believe in himself. I teach the individual that that strength is within you. And when you find it within you and believe in it, then it will motivate you to be and do and have the good which you desire.
How do you young men who are from England, how would Reverend